Says you're recording. Everything's good.
Yeah, I'm recording.
All right, cool. So you said it was a chore
Hi there, everyone listening around the world in Indonesia, Philippines, France,
and
Sudan,
Atlanta
and our
and
we.
Hawaii.
I hopefully we have no listeners in Hawaii. I don't trust anyone who lives near a fucking volcano and think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Well,
throw them into it. Yeah.
I am Joel Cullen Walkowski. I am 75 inches tall. I weigh 230 pounds, and I've spent
Yep.
my Saturday watching
Hmm.
a movie from 1998 for some fucking reason. Welcome to the 20-year-old movie podcast.
Yes, that was my co-host Joel Wachowski doing me the favor of co-hosting this show with me. I am Matthew Anderson, and we've got a Halloween episode for you. We watched The Faculty, and by the sounds of it, Joel was not happy. What do you do?
No, I'm
What?
just grumpy in general. Like, I do feel like people like the podcast. Honestly, we're doing this because so many people hit us up. They're asking for new
Yeah.
episodes.
Exactly. I was blown away. People came out to the show, the Sit Down Wednesday live show in Philly, and they're like, "Hey, you got to keep doing this. It's a great idea. We love you and Joel." And I was just so taken aback. So I can't say thanks enough to the 10 of you listening.
If we don't get 500 listeners on this, this is a waste of my time. Honestly, it's not. I like doing the podcast. I like watching old movies, but the fact that you schedule these on the prime real estate of a Saturday afternoon, and I'm feeling sick.
I
I've got
know.
other shit to do, and I'm behind you. I rushed to watch this movie, and by the time we finish, you say, "Hold on, let me get a snack." Like, I've been struggling
Yeah.
with my life together. Now I gotta wait for you to fill your fat face with fig Newtons. Get the fuck out of here. What kind of
You
professional
wish I was
relation?
that classy.
Oh, sorry. I gotta eat 40 cookies.
There you go. There you go.
I'm not gonna be able to go to the fucking gym today because you're such a cookie bitch.
That's not true. Do not
Yeah.
that you can't take 5 minutes off. I'll drive you to the gym if
I'm
that's the
on a
way it
tight
is.
window. I gotta be back here by 5:45 to shower and take a train to a one-man show. So I
Oh,
gotta.
you're going to Renan's show?
Yes, I am going to Renan's show.
Great guest. He had a special episode on the show too.
Yeah, I mean, in light of today's synagogue shootings, I do want to support the most Jewish entity I've ever encountered, which is Renan
Renan
Hirschberg.
Hirschberg. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Like, like you meet Renan and you're like, oh man, Jewish stereotypes weren't far enough.
You're like, wow, they really toned it down in television. That Woody Allen film seemed mild.
Yep. So, what do we do today, Matt? We watched the film The
Yeah.
Faculty.
Yeah, so we watched The Faculty. I thought it was a lot of fun, as far as like Halloween movies go, that where
Eh,
the main theme is peer pressure and doing drugs.
I
This
like that you
movie
call
was
it a
pretty great.
Halloween movie, even though it was released on Christmas Day.
Oh, really? It seems like it's got a Halloween vibe.
No, it wasn't really Halloween vibe because Halloween is like slasher, and this is more sci-fi. And it's like it takes such pains to like be seen as a sci-fi movie. There's 5 or 6 times where they really try and like put themselves in the body snatchers Heinlein timeline. Didn't mean to
Yeah.
rhyme there, but it worked out well.
Yeah, no, like when Josh Hartnett becomes like a full-blown scientist, you're like, okay. He's got a lab and stuff.
Yeah, so we know global warming is real. Our world is in crisis,
Mm-hmm.
and what makes you think this is a responsible use of your time?
Well, that's a great point when you put it like that. I mean, this movie had quite a few little hidden gems here and there. I felt like it plays more of a comedy to me. Um, with like a lot of I had a lot of nostalgia for that 90s high school that was dangerous. but not as dangerous as like school shootings are today, you know?
I
Like
mean,
that high school was
there were some pretty
rough.
dangerous high schools in the 90s, like, and also those were the OG school shootings. Like, no one's ever gonna touch Klebold and Harris doing their thing out in Colorado.
Right. Right.
So you wouldn't have
See, I'm
rather.
glad somebody learned their names.
Yeah, that was when you could still glorify a rebel.
Okay. What were you gonna say next?
It would be really funny if you had like a fabrication shop and you just printed up a lot of like merchandise for mass shooters. Like, you know how they have like,
Yeah.
Elvis,
Yeah.
Elvis cookie jars, Marilyn Monroe
Yeah.
cardboard cutouts.
Yeah. You
So
see me out at the street fair with all that garbage.
no, the move is you create a lot of like Columbine memorabilia and then you sell it in like a Spencer's Gifts in the mall. You just
Oh, the
bring it in and
mall.
you
Okay.
stock it on the shelves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Man,
like
I would want to get into Target with that.
that could be good.
Um, just offensive memorabilia and shirts.
Yeah, there should be an offensive memorabilia store.
Yeah, freedom of speech, they say, right?
Yeah.
Um, but
They,
okay, so it sounds like you didn't like this movie.
no, I did like the movie quite
You
a bit
did.
actually. I'm on the whole a fan of Robert Rodriguez
Hmm.
because, from dusk till dawn, it accomplished something I always wanted to see done in a film, which is the half and half. First half
Okay,
is an
so
action movie, second half is a horror film, and I think that movies would be better if and you could fit more into a 90-minute time frame if you just put two different genres back to back.
yeah, I that is interesting. But like, what would you say is the best representation of that genre? Then, what's the
From
crown jewel?
I think it is From Dusk Till Dawn, in my view, because there is like such a moment of shift. It is like two different movies.
Okay, huh?
Like I want to see the first half of romantic comedy, and then the man gets kidnapped, and it turns into like a gritty enough
Taken.
style action film.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Anyone listening can steal any of these ideas. I have no follow through. Uh,
Isn't there a movie coming out about like widows or something? It's called, I think it might even be called
yeah, I
Widows.
believe it is called Widows. That's a Gillian Flynn adaptation.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be Steve McQueen directing that. That's gonna be badass.
It might be fine. It
Anyway,
looks okay. Like I kind of, she's kind of got the Aziz Ansari syndrome, where like Gillian Flynn's really put out a lot in a short amount of time. Like Gone Girl's phenomenal, but then like in the past like 2 years, she's had like three pretty weighty projects. So it just seems like she's doing a lot.
you might say
Apparently,
too
like,
much. You
yeah,
might. All right.
use those
Now,
sharp objects to parse down your schedule, Jillian.
you know who was also doing quite a lot? Josh freaking Hartnett.
He's a star. I mean, you can. So let's get a little context. You want to give a 1 minute synopsis of this film?
Yeah. Sure. Kick me off. All I'm going to talk about is how Josh Hartnett represents Minnesota harder than Prince. Yes, you've heard it here. Harder than Prince.
Well,
This
currently correct.
this guy crushes, right? This guy's only 40 years old. Born in 1978, St. Paul, Minnesota. This guy would go on to be the drug pushing peddler. These pen diuretics in school that would eventually take down an alien host.
I'm gonna say
Um,
this isn't a very efficient 1 minute synopsis.
no, it's
If
all
for
about
no
Josh
other reason
Hartnett.
that you started with where one of the actors was born,
I'm making it too much about
but go
Josh Hartnett,
on.
and that's my fault. But aliens come into town, and Elijah Wood saves the day again. Very much Frodo before Frodo. Let's go ahead and say it. Guaranteed to jack you up. I wish you'd say that before he threw the ring into the mountain of fire, but um, great line right before they kill the main bad guy. It has a great post action sequence after. The 1 month after is so good.
Oh, how they're getting all the reports. Like
Yeah.
he's on. It's the biggest story that he's on like the cover of like Time,
Yeah.
Newsweek, and it caps with
Jordana
his
Brewster just
local high school paper.
and that was the last one. I didn't remember the order, but I was just like I was so blown away by how cheesy it was. And then Josh Hartnett is like playing football now and the teacher wants to fuck him.
No, wasn't that a fellow student? That was Jordana Brewster.
No, no, no. Jordana Brewster's in love with
Jordana Brewster and Famke Janssen, they look a lot alike. Like they did look like siblings. It was borderline distracting.
No, Jordana Brewster gets with Elijah Wood at the end because she's the one that gives him all the papers, and she's like, "You've done it. What's it like being a hero? Has anything changed?" And he's like, "A lot's changed." And it's like right next to the flagpole where he got his dick all smashed up at the beginning of the film. It's
Yeah,
classic cinematography. You know, they start with an opening image, and then they end with the same thing. So that's the school exterior.
yeah, I think the movie it was like pretty replaceable. Like it was a replacement level script. Like if you know the backstory is this film was written in 1990. It was shopped all over Hollywood, and it no had no interest. But as soon as Scream hit and made so much money that it like every studio was just snatching up any horror film they could find.
Yeah,
So they bought this. They gave Kevin Williamson, one of my favorite opinion writers, opportunity to rewrite, and yeah, then they just like really green lighted it, and it really got pushed as a just big budget Christmas release. See it with your family. It's like such a piece in the mid 90s.
it's so fucking good campy. Would you agree?
I
Just
mean,
like with the teachers, you know, and then like you have your main bad guy and the coach. What's that actor's name? Robert Patrick, fucking Terminator.
oh yeah, yeah, he was.
You had Usher in there.
Well, my biggest takeaway from this movie is that okay, so I was saying it's kind of a replacement level script, but I did think Robert Rodriguez did a good job. Like it feels very much alive. There's just a certain level of detail with camera movement and editing where it just seems like there's a great flow to it that
Yeah,
isn't really present in these films. Like in the scene where Jon Stewart's character finds the new like species and puts it in the fish tank. It's not really a big scene, but just the way it's laid out visually, the way there's kind of this visual sequence, it really builds a nice tension, and that was
yeah.
present throughout the movie.
Yeah, 100%. Like the things that strike points off this. If you were to grade this movie, it's like, yeah, there's a cheesy line here and there. It's a little too on the nose, yada yada. But like this movie moves, through each beat. You're not ever like it's like it's not boring. You're entertained the whole time, and it's just got a nice pace to it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's something you can tell with like a film. What like the sign of a quality director is like little bits of camera movement used for dramatic effect. Even in dialogue scenes, like the camera was always just kind of really like helping the viewer go along, form their opinions, and it was used to pretty well good effect.
Now, was there anything that you saw in the movie that like caught you nostalgia wise? Like for example, I didn't ever remember this, but like when they were all lined up to go get their ears checked and the they were taking over, they're body snatching all those people. Um, somebody's like, "Oh, was it a locker search or something?" And I just immediately went back in time to high school and I remember these panicked students in these locker searches. Did you ever have anything like that in school?
Well, I think the most nostalgic I was like seeing certain scenes in this movie really reminded me of the time I stabbed my teacher in the eye. It was in auto shop. I didn't like the way he looked at me, so I took care of him. Uh, Mr. Espinoza shouts if you're listening because I know you ain't watching.
Yeah. Yeah, he's missing. We had a teacher that was missing one of his fingers.
No,
No
no.
eyes.
I was very nostalgic as well. I was actually on the cover of Time magazine in high school. Do you remember that American who joined Al Qaeda? Do you remember when Time used to do an online poll for who would win Man of the Year?
Yeah, and like the first year or so, like it was like hacked.
Yeah, Mankind from WWE won because he won the world title. And then when the magazine came out, they even had to put in like a disclaimer. It's like, yeah, people really love Mick Foley.
It's so good. Didn't they fix that? They're like, no, we're done. We're done with voting, guys. You can't if you guys can't be serious about it, then we don't want you involved.
Now everyone should vote on November 6th.
Yeah. It's important to vote on world's sexiest man or
Yeah.
people's sexiest man.
Yeah, vote for people's sexiest man. I do think it's time we give the crown to Anderson Cooper for his
Yeah.
reflections on the present climate.
Yeah.
And I am
Blake Sheldon won this year. Bernie would have won. Why weren't we running Bernie?
what that would be funny if, like, man, we feel bad Bernie Sanders can't get the Democratic nomination, so we are going to make it up to him and name him people's sexiest man.
Yeah. I think that would have mended some fences and we might have gotten more Hillary votes. We might have won the general election.
Yeah, he would do like a nice centerfold, but it just like you unfold it and like written on his naked body is his plan for student loan forgiveness.
Every opportunity is a teaching moment with this guy.
Hey, look at that. I just won my bet.
All right.
Yeah. I was watching the Michigan State game and they just ended up winning, and I am $42 richer. Just to put that in perspective, as we head into this football Sunday, I am up $102 with 240 sitting on the table. So it looks like it's going to be a good one, guys.
Nice, dude. And
I did
you
have
would
that
say like
takeaway.
scheduling this show on Saturdays is generally a bad idea because it's like prime time college football.
Well, no, I don't even like college football. This line just spoke to me. Like
Mm.
I know Purdue had a big upset against Ohio State, and teams that beat a top like 5 ranked opponent, you bet against them the following week.
Ah,
Like,
I see. Like you never bet against a home dog. It's like that's like kind of like a
yeah, you want the letdown game, and like one team coming off a big loss, one team coming off a big win. It just seemed there was very good value in taking Michigan State this week. And
well,
like
hell yeah.
I do think Michigan State was actually apt to watch because, much like this film, they had some terrifying faculty.
Nice.
That was a reference to, like, Larry Nasser, and that really should be a bigger story. Like, that's some of the most horrifying shit you will ever see in your life. Like, I'm here. It's kind of rainy in New York today,
Yeah,
and
it's a down day over here.
like I have a Michigan State game on. It's followed up by a Penn State game, and it does
There's
really feel
another
like
one.
it feels like the faculty is like pretty par for the course as far as monstrous faculty members go.
Yeah, it's like what if it's like if they're like producing the movie, like what if every single infected person wanted to molest children?
Oh, that's the remake. I thought about this movie.
That's the remake.
I don't have a name for it yet, and I probably have to switch my sexual orientation to get this one made.
Okay. Okay.
So I gotta make sure my girlfriend isn't listening. I am a gay man. I've always been a gay man. And so here's my idea for a screenplay. There is a gay guy. He's
Uh-huh.
kind of this young hot twink, but he can't get laid, so he gets a job as an altar boy,
Okay.
and then he falls in love with the
So
priest.
he's like faking how old he is then, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
All
like
right.
the priest and him falls in love, and the priest, it's naturally built in conflict because the priest's going to find out he isn't 11 years old.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. What a twist. I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, I think it's just like a good romp because
Yeah.
there aren't enough movies where like a prank gets played on a pedophile. Like it's kind of like that film Hard Candy, but instead of being like tortured and castrated, the prank is you've actually fallen in love with a consenting adult, bitch.
Take that, pervert.
Got you. You did something legal.
Oh shit.
Am I ruining
Um
the podcast? Am I just really doing bad?
No, we're fine, dude.
I'm so fucking caffeinated. All I do is I wake up and I drink coffee
That's what I
until
had to step out to get. I got a nice little piece of apple pie and a coffee.
you
That was
told me
my
you told me you're
snack.
getting a damn snack.
That's the snack.
That's a good snack.
Thank you. I needed to be caffeinated for the show, but yeah, I feel like after being on hiatus, so it would only be, let's not overdo it, So let's just do another 15 minutes or so.
No, we
And
got this. We're just diving into it.
oh, are you sure? Because like I want to make sure that you are able to get to the gym and back by
No, I'm not
5:45.
gonna make the gym. It's not happening today. I've gone enough this week. I've gone 4 times.
Are you sure you don't want to go 5? Because it sounds like you could really make some big gains. Because you got 240 left on the table. Let's work together, baby.
No, it's not bad. Can we take a 5 minute hiatus and we'll call it right back? I just have to return a work call that just came in.
Yeah, sounds
We can
good. All
we
right.
can even stay recording and I can just step away.
Oh, okay, perfect. Let's do that.
Sorry.
No, no
I,
sweat,
I
dude.
I have nothing on my calendar and I need to line something up.
No, it's okay. No sweat. Go ahead.
I'm gonna try and do it on the air. Oh, no answer. Okay, so we're still rolling, correct?
Yes, we are.
See, the thing is, I'm not
Can I
really
get you to speak up a little bit?
I'm not really a skilled person. I have no real talents, but so I mostly make my money. People hire me to work as a carpenter just because I look like a carpenter. Like I'm a tall guy with big muscles, and they're like, hire me because I look like I can like put together things. And I'll just get there and be like, I don't know. And it always works.
So you're only good for one job, or do you just like go slow enough and learn as you go?
I stay on my phone the entire time. I let the job get done around me, and then I just kind of like say enough funny things that I get hired back.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. You're like the guy that's like making everyone laugh on like the smoke breaks.
Yeah, I'm
In
also high the entire time. Is that bad?
um, it depends on what you're doing. If you're messing up, it's real bad. But if you're a fucking solid guy, you're on time, more power to you.
Yeah, I'm on time. That's
There
the
you
one
go.
that's the one thing I'm good at is that I'm on time.
I feel like people that smoke weed get a bad rap. It's like do you work? Yes. Like are you on time? Yes. Then like, more power to you. What kind of work do you do? You know?
What kind of work do I do? Actually, funny you mentioned I just got a new job as an altar boy. And I
And it's
wasn't
like
really
you don't want to cut corners as an altar boy. You gotta make sure to finish these guys up. Okay.
we're gonna actually I do have a name for that movie. Instead, we'll name the main character Christopher, and the name will be The Body of Chris.
Oh, god damn it, dude. That actually seems like a funny fucking fake trailer for like a Tropic Thunder style trailer.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'll actually write the movie and be like, yeah, this is what I want to make.
Yeah. Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, like, I'll meet with agents and they'll be like, what's your dream project? It's like, well, have you heard of pedophiles? I think people are getting them all wrong.
All right, let's head back over to the faculty.
Let's go. So, do you want to go to the teacher's lounge?
Sure. I found this movie to be more of a comedy, like I said earlier. And when all of the teachers get infected as from the parasites, when they like do like the water montages and they just show all of these teachers drinking more water, I don't know what it was, but I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, that was cool. And like, I like the football coach after the rain.
Yeah, standing. Yeah, he's like trying to plug up the field, and like he's like standing out there in the sprinklers on the field.
That football. When did the coach first get infected?
I think right off the bat when the person came up to him and he's like, "What's with fucking you?"
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I think it was just the alien's perspective, like you had that first person kind of thing.
yeah, exactly. And that would have been Laura Harris, the new girl, who
Who turned
was
out to be the queen?
turned out to be the queen bee.
Because
And
that is kind of apt because we know if there is any true evil in our country today, it is it is Southern women
oh
who are
no, is
white.
Laura Harris a fucking Trumper?
They're all Trumpers. Oh
Oh
man,
oh boy, we should look up Laura Harris and see what her affiliation is and what she's been up to. Doesn't look like much. Um, she's part of. Yeah, she hasn't had much of a career post this. She's like a knockoff Anna Faris.
Okay, I'm watching the Iowa game.
Okay,
Guess who? Guess who their kicker is?
who?
His name is Miguel Racinos, and he vaguely looks like our pal Mike Racine.
Oh fuck! Which which channel is that on?
He just kicked, so he won't be back. I found a nice news story on him. I just saw the name like Miguel Racinos. It's like, is this motherfucker doing a character?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, Miguel Racinos. Oh, we're gonna make fun of Mike so hard.
I would love to hear you try and make fun of Mike.
Yeah, tune in next week, bitch. All right. All right. Okay, so how do we take it back to the faculty? There's not much more to really dive into.
We haven't dove into anything.
Do you want to talk about Jon Stewart? Did he have the
Here's
Daily Show at this point?
He was about to get it. He was doing his like attempt to be a movie star because he was kind of like considered the next great stand-up. So he wore a few different hats before landing on the Daily Show.
Right. He was like a supporting character in like some Adam Sandler movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was in Big Daddy, and this was kind of the start of Josh Hartnett. Like he was in this, and he was in Halloween H2O within a 3 month span, and that was his launch as a movie star.
Yeah. I mean, and then like, it also launched, Usher. This is Elijah Woods getting more heat. I mean, like this was like a pretty big vehicle for a lot of people.
Well, here's the thing. Like, this was definitely like a more commercial project. Like, they were just trying to cash in on a trend. So they picked kind of like the focus group to next in line. Like, I think everyone who was in this movie, their stock was high for the first time around 1998.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially Usher when
oh,
his stock was the highest.
no, but it's just like
1998.
there's a lot of blue chip prospects in this. Like,
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Selma Hayek. Jordana Brewster goes on to be in the Fast and the Furious.
Well, it's like if you're a little bit older, you're probably a fan of Salma Hayek and Jon Stewart. If you're younger, you're into like Jordana Brewster or Elijah Wood, Usher.
yeah,
So it was just made so much trying to get the money from younger people.
and then Robert Patrick, he's there for the older crowd. He's just like the fucking coach who's like saying, "Please report to the principal's office." So campy, but you gotta love it.
Yeah, it almost wasn't campy enough. Like this thing was so.
He shoved a pencil through that girl's hand. That was kind of cool.
I mean, who hasn't done that? But you think Chris Nolan watched this before The Dark Knight? Like,
Yeah,
pencils are cool.
he's like, hell yeah, just taking notes. What about Sean? How do you say that? Hatsoe?
Oh, the Matt Saracen knockoff who played the quarterback.
Yeah, he didn't really have much going on.
Yeah, but I think he just probably followed after his character and like decided, you know what, this isn't for me. Just like he quit the football team, he quit acting in real life.
No, he's been in. It looks like he's been having like a lot of TV series stuff. He's been in Southland, Reckless. These are like recurring long arc characters. Animal Kingdom. He's been doing the last 2 years. I don't even know what that's about.
Cool. I don't know what any of those movies are, so I assume
No, they're TV shows. They're long. They're like TV series.
look, there's only one TV show, and it's both Succession and Billions. Aside of that, don't come at me with any TV shows.
Yeah, right. I bet you sound like you would like Burn Notice and like a couple of those other TNT drama
No,
movies.
I won't watch those because I'm a snob.
Um, all right. Well, maybe we'll try to work you up to that, I
You
guess.
got it.
But
I'm not. No, I'm not trying to work my way up to watching Burn Notice. I'm trying to work my way up to having no possessions, having no money in my bank account, and having no iodine in my diet. So
True
I,
Zen.
I feel like I could go to Indonesia and buy a mansion for $10,000, and I'll just live off betting on the NBA.
Oh, wow. That'd be. Do you think you could live off of like only gambling if you got it?
God damn, I like to think so, but my dang girlfriend won't let me gamble away all my money, even though it'd be so lucrative.
Can I ask you? Are you glaring at her as you say that?
No, she's a very sweet girl, and she knew I was irritated, and she's got her chores to do today. I run
Sure.
my household just like Shelby runs yours, so I'd be assigning chores up in this bitch. I
You
say,
guys have a
yeah.
chore wheel?
Well, no, I always take out the garbage,
Hmm.
and I do all the dog stuff, and I do one other chore.
Hmm.
Gabby, what's my chore? I take out the garbage. What else do I do? Oh yeah, I do the laundry.
Okay.
But I don't fold the laundry. I do the laundry, and then 4 days later, she folds it.
That's a symbiotic relationship, everything works.
Yeah, a symbiotic relationship. Just I think she's a parasite, just like this
Yeah,
movie.
I was gonna say I feel like Shelby's a parasite because I do the garbage and the laundry, but I pay for the laundry. So, but she's just getting all this stuff scot free, but not really. Maybe I'm a parasite because she'll
Man,
she'll make food and
just the way you're talking, I can tell that Shelby isn't home.
she's asleep in the other room. Shh.
What the hell is she doing asleep? It's 4 in the afternoon.
We had an early morning. We had to drive into the city at like 9 because well, first of all, we were gonna go work out. Had to cancel because
Yeah, I know how that fucking feels like, huh?
had to cancel
Now I'm gonna
because
look like
she
I
had a
play
work
for the
emergency.
Colorado Flabalanche.
Flabalanche. I've been trying to stick with the NBA, and it's like without League Pass, it's hard to watch these games.
Just put in Christopher Welty at gmail.com, password piss boys and welt dog, and you should be all set.
Password Piss Boys and Welt Dog?
Yeah.
Just one word.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Cool.
the Reddit for NBA is pretty good too.
Oh yeah, I do
You can
use
always
that.
find Reddit NBA streams and they'll hook it up.
I like YouTube TV though. It's so convenient. All right. Anyway, um,
I did
can I
like
go
go
ahead?
ahead.
I was gonna tell you my favorite part of the faculty. So if we're not if we're moving on from the NBA or not.
Okay, here's what I liked about the faculty. I think the music was awesome. Opening on a track like The Kids Aren't All Right, in hindsight, using an offspring song in a movie that comes out in 1998, especially that's kind of for everyone, it told me exactly what this movie was. I also really like the best part about doing this podcast actually is like every high school movie in 1998. Can't Hardly Wait. Um, like She's All That, 10 Things I Hate About You, not necessarily 1990, but every movie in this chunk of time, every high school seems like it's the same high school, and I love it.
Yeah, they
like
really do.
like there was no difference between the high school from the faculty and the one from Can't Hardly Wait.
Right. There's like it's like your perfect representation of like, you got a nerd, you got a jock, you got a hot girl, you got a fucking, the outcast girl, and then you got one black guy who
Yeah,
plays for the football team. And then you have all these like just white teachers.
and but it's crazy because there's such a distinct difference in how films portray high school between the 1980s and 1990s. And it just seems like from about the late 90s on, high schools are portrayed the exact same way,
Yeah.
which is pretty kooky bananas to me.
Okay. My favorite like underrated thing in this movie that I feel like it doesn't really get lost, but like when you talk about the movie, people will probably not reference it. But okay, so like in the end credits, like the credits they roll with like photos of the people and like their character afterwards, which is kind of funny.
Which they
But
did at the start of the movie too.
like it's so good because at the very end they have these two minor characters who had only been arguing in the background, and the reason they were there was to show that once they got along they were like, oh, they had been infected and they had been snatched. So like they're always supposed to be fighting, and then they named both actors at the end, Summer Phoenix and John Abrams, but they'd just been fighting in the background the entire movie. Where it was just like she's just like, what the fuck? And they're like hitting each other, like domestic violence fighting. It's so good. It's great.
Are
And
you advocating for domestic violence here on the pod?
only in the 1990s, back when it was funny. Just like this, the close second place in this movie for me was the fact that the football team got fireworks for when they hurt the other football team.
Yeah, that rules.
Like he does like a clothesline hit and the guy's like hurt on the ground, and then fireworks go off.
Yeah, that's
He gets carried off the field while the other guys are just on the ground.
wouldn't that be have been a nice touch for the Ryan Shazier injury?
Yeah. Oh boy, we should play a clip for that for people.
No, please never watch that. That thing is scary. I do like that Famke Janssen has never seen this film, which means she is not qualified to spend her Saturday doing this podcast. How are we?
Yeah, get him out of here.
Yeah, roasted Famke.
Um, what about you? Did you have any final thoughts or anything, or did you want to wrap her up?
No, I want to keep going, dog.
Well, I know I'm just shooting for a tighter show.
I mean, I do think this is like kind of the last time where a character is revealed not to be gay and it's played as a positive thing for the character.
Who is that? Was the girl, the outcast girl?
Yeah, no, Stokes, played by Clea Duvall, and she's actually a lesbian in real life, but she plays uh a straight girl pretending to be gay to scare people off. And I just kind of had to feel for Clea because that had to be so hard to take on emotionally.
That's a very yeah, that's a rough part for such a an opposite person.
Yeah, that's right. People, they aren't just these archetypes. Like, you can make a point advocating for pedophile romantic comedy and then be woke later on. So I feel like
What was
my
the name of that again? What was the name you had? You had
bo-
the
body
body
of
of Chris.
Chris.
Right, right, right. We don't want to make we want to make sure that doesn't get lost.
I'm sorry, Father, but I have sinned. What is your sin? I am 18 years old. No.
Hell yeah, dude. Um, uh,
And it is funny, like, IMDb is such a lame site. Like, it's just so dorky. You go to like, we always look around and find like bits of trivia to talk about. It's so jarring to see him called Usher Raymond. Like,
yeah,
he's the biggest star in the movie. We know you can't just call him Usher.
not yet. That's weird that a child can be born, and it's like you name their first name is like Usher, so like that's like what we would call him now, but like Usher Raymond. I don't know where I'm really going here, but
Yeah, why did you
he
pick
went from Usher to Usher Raymond to Usher. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he did because he had to use a last name to be an actor for a minute.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if there was another Usher that was SAG.
No way.
Just a single name Usher.
This film was filmed in Austin, Texas, which currently has a diarrhea epidemic because they haven't been safe with the drinking water, and I think human shit is in the reservoir in Austin.
God damn it. Is that true? Somebody just
Yeah,
like pooped in the reservoir and now like everybody's getting sick?
yeah, no, everyone in Austin has diarrhea right now.
Well, that's not cool. And
No,
they're sure it's not the barbecue?
I don't know.
Maybe if everyone just tried going vegan for 1 week.
I tell you what, I feel awesome right now.
You're
I've had,
vegan? I thought you were just vegetarian.
I'm pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
I eat fish like a motherfucker, dog.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Uh-oh, my ride's here.
Um,
Man, who knew we'd had the synagogue shooter as a guest on the pod?
I don't get that.
Just because there's a police siren. Edit that out, please.
Okay.
We're gonna mark it and say
43 minutes. 43 minutes.
43 minutes. Joel was a very bad boy.
Bad. Bad Joel.
Bad, 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 bad boy.
All right. Well, let's start closing it down. Let's close it down with some of the action sequences. Like the football sequence was pretty cool. The end sequence was also pretty cool, closing the bleachers on the main queen.
That ruled. And the
Um
effects, like, they weren't good, but they were like pretty fun to look at.
Yeah, they were like low budget 90s type. Like there was like a light with movers on it and there was like these shadows coming off of her walking around and like that was to signify like oh, she could also transform into this like monster.
Yeah, I mean, this film was what it was, but it was
Mhm.
tremendously likable.
Yeah.
Hold on, there's a naked woman in the room. Sorry, I already announced that I'm gay. I'd rather eat after. I just ate about 4 pounds of pancakes. Yeah, you go ahead and eat. Put some clothes
What a
on.
weekend.
Boo, I'm gay. What, honey? Come in here. Say it to America. Sorry about that, America. I didn't mean for you to hear that. I gotta stop buying basketball gear online. I spent $60 this week.
What did you buy? Did
I
you buy
bought
like new shoes to help you explode, or?
No, I'm shut down for a minute. I was doing really well with my rehab until I had to watch The Faculty on my Saturday. But I bought a Blake Griffin knockoff jersey when he scored 50 points. I
God
did it
damn it,
immediately
Joel.
afterwards. What?
I love it. I love the fandom. It's just silly.
And then saw an Instagram ad for like a t-shirt and I didn't get it. But then I saw it again after looking all day yesterday and I snatched it immediately.
Hmm. Well, I haven't spent money on clothes in 2 years.
And
I
I
need more
tell
pants.
every time I see you.
um,
Yeah, but
I wish Carl Anthony Towns would go and score 50 points so I could go buy a knockoff jersey.
no, he sucks. He's gonna get cut.
What's he doing?
He's a bitch. He's not an alpha, and there's nothing he can do. Jimmy's gotten in his head and rattled him for life.
Rattled for life. So it's like that. It's like the time when I don't really know the NBA history that well, but I watched a thing where LeBron James was talking to somebody on the Wizards, and he like said something to him right before he shot an important foul shot. Who's the star of the Wiz? Like the Gilbert Arenas or
Yeah,
something?
Gilbert Arenas, John Wall.
Yeah, Gilbert Arenas. He like ruined his career by like saying like if you miss here, you get to go home. And he did. He like totally bricked.
Yeah, that's what ruined Gilbert Arenas' career, not getting in a gunfight in the locker room. Uh
Dude, I'll send you the video. It's really cool.
no, a teammate of Gilbert Arenas' brought a gun into the locker room and tried to shoot him over a gambling debt, which is arguably worse than LeBron talking trash during a free throw.
You got to see this video. It's pretty good. It's
Okay,
very convincing.
it's worse than a gunfight.
I'm telling you, once you see all the VO and the editing, you're gonna be very convinced.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
All right, so let's close out the episode with a quiz. I have a quiz pulled up, and I would be curious to see if you'd be interested in seeing how you did.
Okay.
Okay, so question one. Are you ready, Joel?
Yeah.
Should we put up some stakes?
What's the quiz about?
The faculty. It's like
No, I don't
trivia
want to
shit.
put up stakes. Okay, ask away. If I get
Are you
any
just
questions,
are you just like bringing up Google or something?
no, if I get any questions wrong, I'll eat a entire dog turd live on CNN.
What if it's only one of the 10 questions you get wrong?
You know what? Perfection is my standard, boyo. I hold myself to nothing less.
Okay. Question 1. I
John
don't believe
Stewart,
I don't believe a person should run unless he's being chased. Was a quote from the
Elijah Wood.
okay. That is correct. Casey
All right,
said
no
this to the
dog shit
coach.
for me.
All right, so question 2. Who was allergic to the aspirin or the drugs during the drug peer pressure scene?
The lesbian girl who wasn't a lesbian.
Incorrect. It was Mary Beth, aka the Queen Bee, who covered up her nostril.
No, she wasn't allergic because she couldn't have it because she was an alien.
Right. That's what she
No, but she
said.
wasn't allergic.
Well,
I just
that's
qualify.
a bad question.
I'm not eating dog shit over that one. I tell you
No,
that
that was
right.
a bad question. That was a bad question. Okay, what's the name of Selma Hayek's character?
Oh shit. I think
Nurse.
Rosalita Quesadilla.
Nurse Quesadilla. Correct. All right. All right. All right. Let's just make this the second to last question.
No, do all 10. This is good podcasting.
Where are we at? That was 3?
Yeah.
Okay, question
4.
4.
Give me the Joe Dumars.
What is the name of the high school in the film?
Parkland. Next.
Oh, that is right. I forgot that scene where David Hogg got shot in the head with a revolver. And it turned out he was just a fucking replicating fucking slug alien. All right. It was
That's
Harrington
true.
High.
Joey Harrington High.
Joey Harrington High. Okay. Question 5. Where does Casey's mom think that he is hiding the drugs? So where does Elijah Wood's mom think that he's hiding the drugs?
In his ass. And then she checks. It's fucked up.
Do you remember
Honestly,
that scene?
like there's like a 20-minute pornographic sequence in the middle of this film. And I don't know why everyone speaks German, but it's pretty erotic.
Do you remember that scene with Elijah Wood and his parents are like looking for the drugs because like he's like, I know what I saw, and that nobody believed him yet?
I think you're mistaking that for a scene from North. Like he gets put on a big old piece of ice cube and he floats in the ocean, then people start digging in his ass. That movie's also really fucked up.
North reminds me of who's the kid that played Jack in Hook?
Robin Williams.
Who played Jack in Hook?
Robin Williams.
No.
Yeah, he plays Jack.
His son.
Robin Williams plays Jack and is in Hook.
No, Robin. Oh, you're doing a comma. Oh, I see.
Yeah, bitch.
Charlie Corsmo. He reminds me of Elijah Wood a little bit. Also 40 years old. Anyway.
Well, we got to do the 40-year-old movie podcast. We talk about the best film from 1978.
We interview like super old, like Titanic old lady.
Yeah, we could talk about Midnight Express for 2 hours.
Okay, so the correct answer was she found it and she thought that he was hiding it in the spine of his school books. She saw it on Dateline. Pretty funny. Okay, question 6. Where does the movie take place? Which state?
Space.
Space?
Texas.
Texas? No.
It's shot in Austin, Texas. You could tell all the characters have diarrhea.
Yeah, but they say where it is though, Joel. Where is it?
Texas.
Ohio is the correct answer. You will be eating dog shit.
I didn't see any. There's no way this looks like Ohio.
I've
been to Ohio. None of the extras were obese. When have you been to Ohio? Everyone in Ohio is fat as hell.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Objection. I'm perfect on these answers right away.
Okay.
By the way.
Where did the new girl say she was from?
Atlanta.
Nice.
ATL.
You got it.
Sorry, I give it cheeky answers. I mean, Parkland.
Okay. All right, 2 questions left. Are you ready?
8 for 8, baby. And if I get them all right, you have to eat dog shit.
All right. Let's see here. Which character says 100% guaranteed to jack you up?
Josh Hartnett.
No.
Elijah Wood. Casey.
No, this is a stupid fucking trick question. It says neither character say 100% guaranteed to jack you up. They both just say guaranteed to jack you up. You can go fuck yourself, you trick question. Don't you hate trick questions, Joel?
Are you giving me a quiz off a website?
Yeah, I didn't fucking draft a quiz for you.
Oh, sorry. Sorry,
This isn't.
I got confused. I thought if I would dedicate my Saturday to this, you would put in a modicum of effort. So I guess that's egg on my face, Matthew.
Yeah, well, you got you. I gave you a modicum, just like I gave your mom a modicum last night.
You couldn't give my mom a cum. No way, no how.
A moderate amount of cum. That's what I gave you. um. Okay. Let's see here. 2 more questions, huh?
Sure.
Are you upset that you found out I didn't write the questions?
I am. And
Damn it! What the fuck?
you know what? My lower body is acting like it is from Austin, Texas right now.
Oh no, you've got diarrhea only after 5 pounds of pancakes.
No. I just want to put it delicately. I don't have diarrhea. I am sputtering like a broken milkshake machine. And they're healthy pancakes. They're made with coconut flour and chia seed. I cover them with Indian honey, almond butter, and bananas. Like, it's one of the healthier things you can eat.
You've made me a pretty good shake before. I've had the Joel Wachowski treatment before.
Yeah, if anyone's listening, I lost the top of my blender. Please send me a new blender top.
Yeah,
I
or send him a 3D printer
Yeah, so I can. What do I need to print?
with a blender top or a fake pussy. Or a fake blender top, fake pussy.
Why would I get a fake pussy? I'm gay.
You could put it on your desk, like a toy you'd never play with.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I think us being straight or me being a straight man, I wouldn't mind having a large like a sculpture of a cock on my desk. That would be okay.
Yeah, that's uncool.
What?
I don't know.
All right, well. Um do you have any final thoughts you want to wrap up about
No,
faculty?
this is a good movie. It's a B. It's a good B movie. There's a little bit of heart, there's a little bit of intrigue, and it's a pretty fun watch.
I think this would be a good movie to make fun of live. There's just like so many fun little beats and like it's a fun campy movie. There's no dull moments. But like you said, it is a B movie. Let's just accept it for having a bunch of the people we love and know in it who go on to have great careers. And it's just kind of a launch board. Very iconic,
Nah, it's
fun
not a
movie.
launch board because this is Hollywood focus group bullshit. Everyone was about to be famous. I don't think this film changed anyone's life. It
Well,
just made their
I
bank
guess
account.
maybe not a launch board. Maybe it's more of just like it's a collection of all these talents before they hit it.
Yeah, it's like how comedians who are already going to make it get on a list. Actors who are going to make it get in this movie.
Ah, I got you.
All right. Yeah, I got to go.
Well, I had fun catching up. Do you
You
want
had
to choose
fun?
the next movie?
Yeah, basketball. Listen. No, I'm legit like dying. I gotta go. I
No,
will be
totally.
doing a New England tour in December. I will have my Jab Step podcast out and catch my picks
Yep,
on
it's live.
sportsgamblingpodcast.com and on my social feeds every Sunday.
Hell yeah. And listen to the Sit Down Pod. Everybody, thanks for listening.
And look up Miguel Racinos. That's just a fun story.
Honestly, Miguel Rusinos looks pretty much exactly like him.
Yeah,
Eh,
did you send it to him yet?
No, I will right after this. And yeah, we're not weekly now, are we? It's just whenever we feel like it, right?
Yeah, let us know what you want to hear. We'll do it.
Yeah. So be sure to,
Like
reach out to us.
we're shooting to do like 20 episodes a year.
Yeah, and if the demand grows, we will be there to supply it. But right now, it's like we're just focusing on a bunch of stuff. So this is just kind of like a fun side project.
No, we are busy, dog. We're
So
working hard.
yeah, I had fun, Joel. Yeah, and I'm gonna go tweet Mike Racino's post.
All
So
right, later, brother.
See you later, Joel.